About game players, Daisy, Joe Biden, I mean, Miranda Devine, who writes in the New York Post, fantastic article on the Biden-Sanders nexus, but Biden's in front in the polls. He could be president of the United States after this election. This is a bit scary. The guy doesn't even know it's sort of Friday.
Yeah, look, Joe Biden, I've been saying for ages, even before the pandemic, that Joe Biden is actually extremely dangerous. I mean, before coronavirus hit, there were conservatives all over the place going, oh, Trump's going to win in a landslide, sleepy Joe Biden, you know, he doesn't know left from right, etc. But Joe Biden vehemently disagreed with that. Joe Biden is very, very dangerous because he's popular with the white working class and non-college educated Americans, which, of course, are the people that Trump is popular with. So, you know, he's able to pull all sorts of votes from all sorts of sides, and he has the black vote. And yes, now, of course, he is ahead in the polls. I mean, the thing is, you always got to look at polls now with an absolutely huge grain of salt, considering the facts that all the polls were against Trump and Brexit, actually, and the Morrison win. You know, polls have been very, very much discredited over the last 4 years since we've had election result after election result that has gone against the polls. You know, but you know, it is still concerning. So what the Trump campaign really needs to do is put a laser-sharp focus on Biden's collaboration with Sanders, because Biden is sort of billing himself as a sort of moderate establishment pick, you know, Obama nostalgia, etc., etc. But Americans, by and large, hate socialism. You know, as a demographic, the majority of Americans are suspicious of socialism, and that's what Trump has to zero in for: the collaboration with Biden, the little kind of manifesto, the manifesto they put together. Biden sort of, you know, softly capitulating to the far-left thugs that are rioting and looting and setting fire to things in the USA at the moment. That's the angle he needs to go for, because Biden could very easily take the election if the media keeps up the attacks on Trump and your average American is fed up enough with the kind of anti-Trump barrage, but he's got to focus in on that anti-socialism angle, because that's the way to get him. Focus on the Sanders connection and Trump could be in the clear.
Yeah, well, it's to my mind pretty scary, Caroline, because you've got the coronavirus has actually stopped Trump from campaigning the way he wants to campaign. You know, the big rallies get everyone together. And this bloke, Biden, is not actually being put under the sort of scrutiny that Daisy's talking about. It's a bit scary.
It has been the most fascinating hand-holding by the media in the lead-up to a US presidential election, I think, that ever has been. Look, I think there's a couple of things here. Firstly, we know that there's a shy Trump vote. And I think particularly given how polarised US politics has become in the last couple of years, I think that vote is probably shyer than it was before the 2016 election.
Sure.
That said, Trump definitely is not being able to run things his way. My concern is with some of the things that Joe Biden has been talking about in the last week or so, you know, a $2 trillion Green Deal, raising, I think it's like $3.2 trillion extra in taxes over the next decade, all Americans being taxed more, not just the upper echelons. You know, this dive to the left of traditionally, you know, soft left parties has not fared well in other countries. We saw that with the Corbyn example with UK Labor. We've seen that to an extent here. The Australian ALP. With, you know, the primary vote diving to 33.7% or something ridiculous like that. We have seen that traditionally those working class voters have become really shy or have become really disillusioned with what those parties represent. And in the US, they don't have to go and vote, unlike Australia.
Yeah, no, well, the trendy lefties are no friends of the workers, and the blue-collar Tories, as I've often called them here in Queensland, they want a job, they want a safe working place, and they want a proper wage. Simple as that. Grow the economy. It's not hard to work out.